Oh, hello. I think we're live. Hello, Stuart. Thought I'd get back at it with this guy. Maybe we'll start with some dry brushing. That'd be a good place to start, wouldn't it? Stalin, good afternoon, good evening, good evening. Hello, everybody. Hello, Matthew. Good evening. How's everyone doing tonight? It's been a fine day here in Scotland. I'm working on this jump captain again. I think I'm going to start with some dry brushing tonight. My room is such a mess, man, honestly. What a mess. Alright, we need to start with some Praxi White. That's what I want. Praxi White. Let me get a dry brush. This one looks completely knackered. Have we got another one? This one looks less knackered. We'll use this one. Okay, it's good to keep completely knackered ones. Evening, Sanguinor. You submitted a list to me. We'll get you on the show tomorrow then, Matthew, no problem. Stuart's working on 10 Hellblasters. Vintage Flanker, good evening. I got a little bit of help with the charity this year. I was really struggling actually to find a good charity. But one of my American subscribers mentioned that I should take a look at St. Jude's Hospital. Because last year I did a children's hospital in the UK. So it kind of made sense to do a children's hospital in America this year, just because I know a lot of my subscribers are from America. So it seemed like it would be a good idea to do an American hospital. So yeah, the raffle is going crazy. It only came out yesterday, and it's done. It was like before I logged on the stream earlier today. It was like £650. So it's probably. I'd be surprised if it doesn't do at least $1,000 for St. Jude's Hospital. I think it'll probably do more. But we'll see. $1,000 would be great. If it gets to 2,000, then that'll be crazy. But early days. I put one video out about it earlier today. I plan to do another video about it. I don't know when that other video is going out, but I definitely plan to do another video about it. Ah, perfect. This is what I was looking for. Sometimes see if you've had old texture paint on your palette. It can be really useful for dry brushing, right? Because you can use the old texture paint to get the dry brush to the consistency that you want it at. God, I put way too much white paint in this one, did I? Maybe something like that. I have shared it on X, but sadly my reach is nowhere. I know it sucks. You lost all your followers on X, Marius. I take it, did they ever even get back to you from the support ticket you put in about that? Just have an extra base. An extra base would be handy as well, yeah. I guess I've been using my... I keep the old palette paper for things like this, I guess. I really like these Crimson Lord wings, though, I must admit. Like, I was really upset when Games Workshop decided that, like, the new Blood Angels model / Sangre Guard would not have wings. I think these Crimson Lord wings are really nice. Really easy to get a good effect on that with a bit of wash and a bit of dry brushing, right? Ryan, good evening! You send a support to Twitter every few weeks. And you lost your account like 6 months ago and they don't get back to you. That's ridiculous. In good news, I managed to transfer everything over to my limited company for Blood Angels Commander, because I was trying to get everything moved. So like it's its own business entity now, Blood Angels Commander. So I was trying to get that done over the last couple of weeks. I got it finalised this afternoon, thank God, because that's the same thing, Mary. It's like you've got to move all your details and tax forms and all this nonsense with Google, and I was like, Google don't respond to you. It's been over a year.
Donated $19.99 via Super Chat. You, sir, are a good man to raise money for sick kids. My son was born with clubbed feet and been a children's miracle baby his whole life, heartsuit.
Do you know what, Matthew? Thank you so much for the $20. There's so many people that watch the channel that have like had kids born with problems, because like for me that's what started it all off. My son was born with a big problem, right? Like I couldn't get a straight answer from the doctor if he was going to live or not. So like that's what started the charity idea off for me, like last year. Yeah, maybe like last year I guess I decided to do it. But there's so many people that watch the channel that had kids with some sort of problem. Thanks so much, dude, for the constant support. I'm sure you bought a raffle ticket as well. Hello, Resurrect, good evening. 10th edition is supposed to be new player friendly. Wings are hard to paint for beginners. Nah. They're not hard at all. I've done a few tutorials on wings. They're like the easiest thing ever. You paint them one colour, you wash them, you dry brush them, you're done. The old wings were a little bit tricky to stick on, I'll give you that. Like, a few people struggled to stick the old wings on. But I actually made a short on that and showed people how you could stick those old wings on in like... you know, like literally like 20 seconds per wing. Like they were at, like once you knew what you had to do, it was actually super easy. Congrats on 20k, thanks dude. It's like I said in the video, it wasn't really on my bingo card to hit 20,000 subscribers, so I'm very grateful for what the channel has got to, and I guess very grateful that we've got such a nice community. And like I said, like my mental health this last year has been a lot better, but sometimes it hasn't been the greatest. Maybe it was just like when both kids were really young and I wasn't getting very much sleep. Because like, it's hard to get, like when you've got a 1-year-old and because our kids, yeah, it would have been like a 0-year-old and a 2-year-old. I wasn't getting very much sleep, so I guess my mental health was just completely shot. And having all you guys there, super supportive and friendly all the time, definitely made a difference for me. Hello, Mike. Good evening. You don't agree with it? You're just grasping for reasons? Oh, fair enough. Okay. I thought you were actually trying to give a valid reason. I think it's sad. Like, these wings are cheap 3D print. Cheap's maybe harsh, but they are 3D printed wings, probably made by quote unquote an amateur compared to the professionals that work at Games Workshop, and I think they look dope. I am really happy that we've had the Crimson Lord stuff to fall back on in this edition, and I guess that's what we're giving away on the raffle. If anyone's been on the raffle page, it doesn't tell you how much money the raffle's made, right? Like only I can see that, or you guys can see that as well? GW did a brilliant job making money for third-party vendors. They really did, didn't they? $653. Oh, sorry, £653 the raffle has made already in the first, I guess like the first 36 hours. Hey, Marius! Oh, Marcus, sorry. Marcus, 17 months membership. Congratulations on the 20,000 subscribers. I thought it was a new member, but I'm happy with a super chat from an existing member. Thanks, Marcus. I appreciate it. Commodore, thanks so much for support for considering supporting. Boris, your channel is one of the reasons I'm coming back to 40k after a long time of not playing. Well, welcome back to 40k, man. I'm your reason. I'm not that good. I'm not. My channel's. I guess it's alright. It's very kind of you. Thank you for the kind words, dude. That's very kind of you. Oh shit, look, I managed to get white paint. Oh, I didn't even notice that. God damn it. Was there must have been a bit of white on the... What the hell is that? Oh, it's a big blob of white. Must have been on the side of the dry brush. Fuck's sake. I didn't even notice that. Don't know how I'm going to get that off there. No, I think I'm just going to have to repaint that shoulder pad a little bit. No, it's not the end of the world. I hate that though, when you like have some paint on your fingers or something. That's usually what gets me. Like, I've accidentally got paint on the back of my finger or something, and then I go and paint another bit and rub it off, and it's like, oh god damn it. Yeah, I'm just gonna repaint that shoulder pad once it's dried out a little bit. Annabelle, I see you there. Come in then. Come here. What? I told you you're gonna go to sleep and then I'm gonna come through and see you. It is taking age. I'm gonna be here for ages. I'm doing my work now, sweetheart, okay?
Is that the one that got white paint all over it?
Yes, that's the one that got white paint all over it. I hope I didn't swear when you were right outside the door.
Is it that wing?
Yeah, it's that wing. Right. You're good at painting, aren't you?
Where's the white supposed to go on it?
Oh, the white was supposed to go on the wing, but it went on the shoulder pad as well. Okay? Will you try and get to some sleep, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? And what?
Who are you talking to?
I told you. All my friends on the internet.
You can see.
They can see me and you. Are you gonna get some sleep now? Come on, it's almost 9 o'clock. You're supposed to be asleep by for like 8 o'clock. You've been up for a whole hour cavorting in your bedroom. Right, close eyes. Promise? Yep. VT, congrats on the 20,000. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. She was definitely standing out outside the door while I'm like swearing at this damn model. To be fair, I think I have asked her to go to sleep a few times at this point. Kids, man. Have kids, they said. It'll be fun, they said, right? It's a good thing kids can be cute. It certainly is, Mike. How are... sorry, I knew you were already in here. Being a parent is the best thing ever in life. Yeah, it's good. It's the hardest thing ever in life. She wants to be a YouTube star. Oh no. Maybe she'll do makeup on YouTube. I told her about the internet the other day and she was like, Dad, what's the internet? And I was like, it's a pretty hard thing to explain to a 5-year-old. Chris, thank you, John, for the content. It was very useful to learn your knowledge as a beginner. You are most welcome. Chris. I feel like I had to learn the hard way, right? Like, I played a lot of games of Warhammer where I got my ass handed to me as a Blood Angels player. I think I probably got my ass handed to me for like 3 years. And I must have just been lucky and started the channel around the time I'd finally figured out what the hell I was doing wrong and getting things moving in the right direction. Her mother must have the most Scottish hair in the world. Yeah, she definitely has a bit of like blonde ginger, and it goes a bit lighter when she's in the sun. It's very cute hair. My baby turned 13 today. Yeah, they do grow up fast, Matthew. I think it's that thing where like time goes faster when you're older because of relativity, right? Like when you're young, one day feels like a long ass time because you've only had like 1,000 days. But once you've had like 10,000 days or 20,000 days, then relatively one day is much less time, so time does appear to go faster as you get older, I feel like. So yeah, sometimes I'll realise that like she's 6 and I was like, I cannot imagine. I don't know where the time went. And also, I don't know how we kept her alive for 6 years. No kids just means you have a bigger pile of shame. Does it?
I have awoken.
Because if you've got a lot of kids, then you're too busy to get painting all the time. Cambo, member of 31st months. You think you need suppressors in the list? I mean, you could put a squad of suppressors in the list. Have you been playing them, Cambo? Are they actually good? How many squads do you need? Because I did try them. I did try one squad one time, and I didn't feel like that one squad was super useful. But like, one squad is like, you know, like sometimes units don't really work if it's only one squad. Like, you know, like people used to always say, like for dreadnoughts, you need to have 2 dreadnoughts, right? Like a regular one and then like a backup one. Evening, Michael. Yeah, Cambo's moved off Reavers now. I guess he's on to suppressors. I have a huge pile of shame and spoiled kids, says Matthew. Do you know what? My pile of shame is big, but I think it's big because I bought a lot of it before I had kids, and it's like, I think before I had kids, I honestly painted for like 4 hours every evening. My wife would put on Netflix and I would just sit in the living room with her while she watched whatever the hell she watched, and I would just have like my painting table there in the living room, like a lap desk type thing, and just paint with the paint on my lap. So I haven't actually spent more than like a couple of $100 on models a year for like the last 5 years, but I still have a big pile of shame. Alex, good evening. How are you doing? Suppressors are quite flexible with 2 squads, can be used as scoring and fire support. Also still running Reavers, but realise it's not your thing. Yeah, I mean, it's not that I don't like Reavers. I thought they were okay in the games I played with them. Just I think I prefer stuff like Company Heroes or Blade Guard or the likes. But yeah, I mean, one small squad of Reavers can definitely do work. If nothing else, they just keep your opponent sort of honest in that backfield area, don't they? A jump pack unit with a good ability for 5 points less than intercessors? Yeah. It could be worth giving them a whirl. My next GT is the 17th of May. So I've got time for 4 or 5 practice games, I guess, something like that. Have I tried Inceptors? A lot of people like Inceptors. I have tried them so many times. Inceptors just don't seem to suit my playstyle. I never seem to get good value out of Inceptors. I have 6 of them. Do you know what? I've actually taken them to tournaments as well. I've taken the bolter ones to tournaments. I feel like the plasma ones should be better, but I never seem to get the value out of them when I play them. So I'm not a advocate of Inceptors. I think I just don't know how to. I think I need to practice them an awful lot to get value in it. I don't know. I can't make Inceptors work. I've tried so many times. Yeah, Alex says, since having kids, get little chance to paint these days, but still get to play about once a week. Yeah, so I try and have Saturday night, my stream is like my guaranteed painting. This 2 hours of streaming I do every Saturday night is typically my guaranteed painting in the week. And then I either play on Wednesday night, and if I can't get an opponent, then I paint. And that's it. That's literally all I get to do. So yeah, my pile of shame is big because I just don't have the time. But then the good thing about having a big pile of shame means you don't have to spend a lot of money, right? It's like like I could just go and pick a bunch of stuff. Don't have to worry about buying anything new. I've still got like half finished Legends projects as well, and although they're Legends, I do want to finish them someday, right? Just because they're Legends, I don't want to throw them away. Are you thinking that Death Company the jump packs will get a drop in points for the next balance data slate? I love mine, but they're so pricey for 10 in Lamartis. Honestly, they needed a drop in points this balance data slate, man. Probably the only the only reason they didn't get a drop in points this balance data slate is because Damn Bloodless Angels was bringing up the Blood Angels win rate. And I mean, I said as much. I expect to get no improvements because of Damn Bloodless Angels, but yeah, Death Company with jump packs, in my opinion, are at least 20 points overcosted. Like, even if you drop them 20 points, I'm not sure I'm picking them over Sangre Guard. Because at the moment, Sangre Guard are cheaper and they're just such a better unit. It's like not even comparison. You know the guy from Paint It Red is literally in the chat, Alex. His name is Mike Paints Red or something. Yeah, Mike Paints Red. He's there in the chat. He's often streaming, Mike. Usually, for me and Mike always seem to end up streaming at the same time, because I always do Wednesday nights. But yeah, I think after my Impulsor video, Mike was like honestly commissioned to do about 6 Impulsors, and then he said that he's never doing another Impulsor again because he got 6. He was working on like 6 commissions in tandem on Impulsors. Without Forlorn Fury, it kills them for the same role as the Sangre Guard. Well, I just think the Sangre Guard are a lot more survivable, right? Like they have their invuln save, they have a smaller footprint. They have a 2-up save. They pretty much do the same damage. Like, yeah, the Death Company are they're just an inferior unit that costs the same at the moment. That's basically where they are, right? Mike was going to stream tonight, but his kid took so long to get to bed it sapped his energy. Dude, mine's not even in bed. She's probably standing outside the door again. Like, do you know what? You know that feeling that you have that you're being watched? Because I usually leave my door like a tiny bit ajar, because like my other child might be like wake up in his sleep, and if he wakes up in his sleep, he's going to be crying, and I might need to go through and deal with him. So I usually leave the door like a tiny little bit ajar. So I'm just like sitting here painting, and I just have that feeling that like, you know, I'm being watched. Like in person sort of feeling, and then I like look at the door that's ajar a little bit, and I can just see like my daughter's jammas. like right through the crack in the door, and she's just like standing there watching me, like, go to sleep. For the love of God, go to sleep. Mike, you should really make a video on magnetizing that impulsor, because you've done it multiple times now. If you want to make the video and put it on my, like, if you don't think you'll get any views on your channel, you can put it on my channel, we'll split the ad revenue, it's fine. Fatherhood Tactics Review. God, man. I don't know if fatherhood has its own unique blend of challenges. And yeah, I relate to what Mike's saying. Sometimes when you finish an evening with the kids, you're just like, they have just sapped every ounce of energy out your body. You're like, great, now we need to... This guy's coming along, Phil. This guy is coming along. I really like this captain model. I mean, I know half the model is friggin' Crimson Lord parts, but I like it. Kids have sustained hits and force battle shock 24/7, yeah, pretty much. I think it's the battle shock that's the problem. Highland Phoenix, greetings, greetings, greetings. How you doing, bud? My kids are 5 and 3, and yeah, the first couple of, I feel like they get easier as time goes on, but those first couple of years are very tricky. But I think part of it is probably just because you're sleep deprived in those first couple of years. VT says, my wife and 2 of my 3 kids have ADHD. The house is a circus. Dude, mine's a circus, and none of my we don't have any problems like that. Highland Phoenix is a newborn. Yeah, how old is the kid now, Highland Phoenix? Are you actually getting any sleep? We need Death Company to have their ability changed to be viable and fulfill their lower rules as a suicide charge unit. Yeah, I mean, over the previous editions, they've basically had really good, solid rules. The Death Company, and they've fulfilled interesting roles within the battle, for sure. I feel like they just don't have it. I think, you know, I get the Games Workshop wanted to remove the fact that they had like a lot of special weapons, but I think that sort of removes the whole point of the unit, right? Like, the whole point of the unit was it hit very hard, but it didn't have much survivability and it didn't have much scoring potential. So now it doesn't hit that hard, it doesn't have much survivability and doesn't have much scoring potential, so what's the point? What does it actually do? Eternal Crusader's going for it, though. He's going for 20 Death Company tonight. Maybe by the time they're finished, they'll be viable again. Yeah, maybe. Maybe by the time you're finished, it'll be the next balance slate. Will that work out? That's when I would expect. If they're going to get anything, it'll be the next balance date slate. But I imagine that they're just going to throw a points cost at them, or a points cost reduction at them. Whether or not that's going to be enough to make them feel like you want to play them? I guess is going to be the ultimate question, right? He's 38 days old. He's up every 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, when they don't know before they've learned like the day-night cycle, whatever you want to call that. That's the toughest point, man. It gets easier. You stay strong, Highland Phoenix. It gets much easier. I remember, maybe I told this story before, but I remember one time coming down, like, so let's say my wife's gone to bed. Sorry, I've gone to bed, let's say at midnight or something, and my wife's come in and woken me at 3 a.m. and like basically what we were doing was we were doing shifts. So like one of us would sleep for 3 hours and then we'd swap. So like my wife's woken me at like 3 a.m. to be like, I really need some sleep now. Can you take them for a while because they're not asleep? So I like took my daughter that was just, you know, she was here on the stream a minute ago, took her downstairs, sat in front of the television and put the television on. And when I put the television on at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was thinking to myself, like, you know, like 20 years ago when our parents were doing this, or when maybe slightly more than 20, but you get my point. I mean, I'm 40, so I guess 40 years when my parents were doing this. If you put the TV on at 3 o'clock in the morning, there was nothing on any of the channels 40 years ago. At least in the UK, the channels just closed. It was just like the TV just stopped at like 9 p.m. There was nothing else on TV after like a certain time at night. So I was feeling very lucky that I could like put something on the TV at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I put on like Top Gear. You know, Top Gear. And like the cars start roaring around the circuit, because that's what they do in Top Gear. They put the cars around the tracks very quickly. And honestly, within, like, I looked down at my daughter within like 2 minutes of watching Top Gear and she'd fallen asleep. And I was just like looking at her like, oh my god, she's fallen asleep. And I'm stuck on the sofa with her in my lap watching Top Gear for the next 3 hours. And I was like, if I move even slightly, she will wake up and the next 3 hours will be a nightmare. Or I can just sit here at 3 in the morning and watch like 3 hours of Top Gear. So I was like frustrated because I really just wanted to still be in bed, and she was fast asleep, but ended up just sitting watching Top Gear for 3 hours. But I think she was honestly asleep in the time that, you know, the Top Gear starts with that song that's like a minute long. I think in that minute long, when they play the song and the engines are revving and stuff, that was her gone to sleep. And I was just like, oh god, kill me, I just want to go back to bed. But now I've got to watch Top Gear for 3 hours. Not that I don't like Top Gear, but like it's 3 o'clock in the morning and really just want to be in bed, right? Robin, congrats for 20,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody. If I missed anybody tonight, thanks to everybody for the kind words about 20,000 subscribers. And thank you for subscribing, because if you didn't subscribe, then I'd be here all by myself. So I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. Conspiracy theory from VT. GW realised they fucked up the Death Company release and are working on a new one. They're keeping the rules bad so people don't build up and get mad later on when the new kit drops. It is weird that there is no kit for the Death Company on the GW website, isn't it? Maybe you're right. Maybe VT, you're the guy that leaks all the shit to Chapter Master Valrak. Maybe you've been spied out. Stuart Beat says, hi, I took a break from 4th edition until end of 9th while my two boys grew up. So things are all easier. Well, welcome back, Stuart. That's why I only play once a week, right? Because I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and that's why I literally only go to like 1 GT every... It's like 1 GT every quarter. You know, I could go to more tournaments, but I just feel like the kids are so young, I want to spend time with them. And I also want to don't just dump them off on my wife and then go away every weekend. So this year, I did a tournament in January. I'm doing one in May. I'm doing one in August. I'll maybe do one in Q4, but last year I actually only did 2 events. So this year I've already upped it. I'm doing 3 by August. So, but yeah, I don't do too many events at the moment just because the ages of the kids, right? You've been caught, VT. Yeah, that's you. You're the leaker. You're the guy. Elder Nox did shifts as well, and it's hilarious when the baby cries towards the end of the shift, and it's like, it's still fucking A, this fucking model. That's what I get for trying to be too smart and read the chat. I have broken this guy's axes like 3 fucking times now. Why is this guy so jinxed? The other axe just pinged off. I heard it fly down there somewhere. I don't even know where it went. That's the 3rd time I've dropped this model. What is going on with my life? Oh, where did that even go? I mean, maybe I should just paint them and stick the axes back on at the very fucking end. That's one thing that I didn't know when I bought these Crimson Lord parts. They do snap if you drop them. I mean, I guess the painting handle is pretty heavy as well. The wings seem durable, the axes not so much. I don't even know where that pinged off to. I mean, maybe we just paint everything else. I'm gonna have to find that later. God damn it. Oh no, it's right here. I think we lost a bit though. I think there's a middle bit missing. Because that doesn't look right, does it? It was a bit taller than that. Yeah, there's definitely a bit missing. Fuck! Oh. God. Why am I dropping this guy so much? I don't even understand. Oh, I broke a bit off here as well. What is with this guy? Carpet monster, nom nom nom. Yeah, exactly. What is with this guy? It's like I dropped him once, and now it's just like taking the piss. The universe is taking the piss with me. I don't like painting in sub-assemblies, I really don't. Well, do you know what? Painting his helmet bits at the side was going to be a real pain in the arse. So I'm not going to stick his axes back on, because then I've broken them 3 times. Alright, we'll paint everything else, and then I'll fucking look through the carpet for the rest of it. Third-party plastic, thumbs down. Yeah, apparently. Now, do you know what? It was going to be an absolute pain in the arse to paint some of these bits. So this is going to make that a lot easier. And look, Stuart, Michael feels sorry for me. Michael coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Michael, you are a superstar. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I hope at least you get some entertainment at my pain. Contributions for the Axe Replacement Fund. Yeah, Michael, thanks so much. I do appreciate it. It is super appreciated. Put a smile back on my face after this stupid. Do you know that's the one thing that pisses me off? It's like I do the dishes in my house every single fucking night, and I can't remember the last time like I broke a plate, or I broke a bowl, or broke a cup, or anything. You know, like I'd be quite happy to break a plate, right? I mean, not like happy, but like if I break a plate, I don't really care. I can just walk into like, and it's not Home Depot, but you know what I'm saying. I just walk back into Home Depot and pay like $3 and get a brand new plate. I don't care about it. It's a plate. If I break a glass, I can walk into my local store and I can buy a glass for like $2. Again, I don't care about it. I've broken a glass. What I do not want to break is my fucking £40 Warhammer model that I spent all this time painting, but pretty good at dropping that apparently. What is that? That's the universe taking the piss out of you is what that is. Does anyone else relate to that, or is that just me? I do it at tournaments as well. I occasionally like drop a guy on the floor at a tournament and I'm just like, oh my god, why do I not drop anything in my daily life? But apparently I drop Warhammer models. Pass it off as battle damage. I mean, I'll be able to repair it if I can find a bit, but geez, finding that bit is going to be a real pain. Assuming I don't roll over it on my chair as well, because I guess that'll crunch it into nothingness. Worst case, I guess I could just chop it off there, like there, and put a new weapon head on top. Oh, Eternal Crusader dropped stuff as well. I have only bought 6 of the new Sangre Guard. And I'm going to be doing 6. And I'm going to put my old Sangre Guard on 40mm basis. Because I don't think the new Sangre Guard are good enough in terms of their looks to justify me buying 18 of them. I just actually finished, like, maybe 6 months before the new Sangre Guard, I just finished getting like 30 together of the old set. So I'm not in a rush to replace the models I just finished. If I go to a tournament or something and anyone is difficult about that with me, I'll just talk to them like a reasonable human being and be like, I literally just finished these guys 6 months before they decide to replace the model. Money doesn't grow on trees. And also my time doesn't grow on trees. I wish it did. Oh, sorry, Eldar asked a question. How do you screen against aggressive armies like orcs? I guess I could sit back, but I still want to apply pressure on objectives. My list is very mentally heavy. I usually screen with cheap units, like Outriders, Scouts, Impulsors, and Jump Assault Intercessors. Like, orcs are an interesting one. Orcs don't really like you to have impulsors. Because orcs typically are not going to be able to shoot an impulsor, so they have to attack it in melee. Yeah, Jack's literally saying the same thing in chat. Impulsors are sort of the sacrificial transports against orcs. It works super well. Orcs really don't like transports. Because they're kind of a one-phase army. I mean, like, they have some shooting, but they probably don't have enough shooting to kill a toughness 9, 11 wound transport with an invuln save, right? I mean, maybe they've got like a battle cannon that once in a million times will blow that up, but most of the time they can't deal with that. So I did a video not too long ago actually, where I played orcs at a tournament, and I basically did the exact same thing, where it was like I just put my transports forward. Trucker Judd broke his old metal Dante. I think everybody has broken an old metal Dante. How many Sanguinary Guard would you run? I run 3 squads of 3 at the moment in Angelic Host, and when I was running Liberator Assault Group, I was running a 6 and a 3. So both my army lists and both detachments run 9 Sanguinary Guard. Different configurations, but still 9 models in both. So yeah, I think 9 is a good number for Sanguinary Guard right now. That's probably what I'd recommend. Anyone tried Outriders with an ATV and a Chaplain? I've tried them with the Chaplain. I didn't think it was as exciting as I thought it was going to be. I think the Chaplain's only 1 AP kind of... Well, 1 AP is very rarely exciting, right? Or very rarely impactful, I guess. So I think based on the fact that he only has 1 AP, I was a bit underwhelmed with it. You can run 9 along with a Sanguinar, that's totally fine. I think the Metal Astaroth and the Metal like basically any of those old characters always got their axes or their heads broken off. I had a Finecast Astaroth, his axe was 100% pinned. I had a Metal Dante, I'm sure his axe was broken off at some point, at least once. Those old characters really didn't survive anything, I guess. Evening, Joe, how are you doing? I was doing pretty good at the start of the stream, and then I managed to drop the model again that I'm painting and broke his axe off, or both his axes off again. I think that's the 3rd time I've broken off this axe and the 2nd time I've broken off the other axe.
I have awoken.
But then look, you beautiful people keep giving me gifted memberships and new members, so you're making me feel a lot better. I appreciate it. Stuart, thanks so much for becoming a company veteran. Do appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. If you did just get a gifted membership, or you are a new member, we do have a Discord. Membership does get you access to our members only room, so you know, make sure you head over there and use it. If you have any problems whatsoever getting it set up or figuring out how to get into it, let me know, and we can get someone to help you, or I can help you. You know, someone will definitely help you. So I'm going to take it as a blessing, and I'm going to paint the guy's helmet, because the axes were honestly obscuring a lot of detail around the helmet, which had just made my life more difficult anyway. So I'm going to take it as a win. We'll get the axes glued on at the end, and then hopefully after we glue them on for the 4th time, we won't drop the model again. Like, geez, oh. Everything went wrong there, though. He basically fell out. Like, I don't even know how he falls out of this thing, but he managed to. I think maybe I dropped it, and the impact made it fall out of this. Broken models give them character. Well, yeah, but also when you're trying to get stuff finished for a tournament, you don't really want to get the setback of broken nonsense. But it's fine. Richard, good evening. What's the next goal for the channel? Do you know what? Someone asked me that right after it 20,000, and I was like, I mean, I don't even know, like, 20,000 wasn't even a goal. Like, I mean, it wasn't, right? To start with, I just wanted 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I did have a subscriber goal in the beginning, and it was 1,000. So, I mean, my goal is to turn up every week and be able to still make a video, right? I mean, that's kind of what I do, is new video every week. So hopefully keep the motivation to do that every week. That's what I'll be aiming to do. That's what I'll be doing. Yeah, that's a tricky one. It's got to be 40,000. Yeah, I think 40,000 is unrealistic, though. A few people have said to me, like, "Oh yeah, 40,000," but I mean, I think it's probably unrealistic. But I mean, maybe the goal is to just... So this year for me in August will be 5 years doing Blood Angels Commander. So maybe a better goal I would like is to still be doing to still be doing it at 10 years maybe. Like, that's a goal I would rather set, because that's more like that's like something I can have control over. Like, I can't have control over how many subscribers I have, right? But I suppose I can have control over whether or not I'm still making content. So hopefully, like, a better goal I think would be to say, like, you know, to still be growing and to still be relevant in another 5 years. I think that's the goal I would like to set. I did want to go to LVO one year. Like, I thought that would be super cool to do LVO. When maybe the kids are a bit older and stuff, you know? Was I ever in a band? Yeah, I mean, like, at high school, sure. I was going to say, is there some sort of band memorabilia behind me on one of my shelves that you've noticed? I don't think there's much in here, band memorabilia wise. I've got... I don't know where it is at the moment. I thought it was in here. I've got a couple of LPs in here, but I haven't played them in a while. Dante Will Never Die. Yeah, I feel like it's unlikely that they will kill off named characters that have models. Like, when was the last time they did that? Tycho? I guess, maybe? Stuart says, the channel has helped me get 2,500 points of Blood Angels together. Well, good for you, Stuart. Oh, Yarrick. Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, Dante just got a Primaris model like last year, so I think if they get a new model, they're around for at least a while, right? I guess we'll find out when they kill off the first Primaris character, right? What were the Action Man's Marines called with Nerf guns? I don't know, man. I don't think I ever played Action Man. Oh, you're talking about the Desolation Marines. They're not killed off. At least I don't think they are. They were so badly received they may disappear. I doubt it. There's been a lot of badly received Primaris stuff, it feels like. What was that thing? Fire Strike Servo Turret? Hammerfall Bunker? I'm sure there was others. The one that always makes me laugh is the Blade Guard Ancient. The guy has blade in his name, but he has no blade weapon. The Hammerfall Bunker is Primaris? I think so. It didn't exist before Primaris anyway, did it? I mean, it's probably the biggest miss ever because I've never seen anyone play a Hammerfall Bunker. Oh, Stuart, good luck at your first RTT. What is it, 2000? I think the trick for your first tournaments is to go in, like, not with low expectations, but go in and try and learn stuff. Because I went into my first events wanting to do really well, and I think your first events will be like a learning experience for sure. And especially depending on how familiar you are with all the opponent factions and stuff. Because you can essentially lose your first events just because you've never come up against an army you've never fought before. I mean, that's never going to go well if you're like, I have never fought this army before. I'm fighting them at a tournament. Bring whirlwinds back. I think I'm happy that indirect fire is not as stupid as it was in the past, because I've played against lists before that just had obnoxious amounts of indirect fire. And indirect fire removes like a ton of the skill-based part of the game, where it's just like people are just killing you from behind the wall on the other side of the map, and there's no way to get to them, and there's no skill involved. And I think for the most part I'm probably like, I don't mind a tiny bit of indirect fire, but like I've played a guard list that had like 9 units that had indirect fire, and I was just like, oh my god, this is just stupid. Where's the fun here? Because there isn't much fun. And he's just bombarding you indirect for the entire game. Eldar had D cannons, but I feel like it was Imperial Guard that were more problematic. I can't remember everything that they had, but they had like manticores, and then they had like the artilleries, and I think they had like a third unit. They could honestly take 3 squads of 3, or like they basically had 9 units of indirect, and the indirect wasn't bad, and it all had like stupidly long range. You know, like 100 and some inches on those manticores, I think it was. When they nerfed it so that indirect fire only hit on 4s typically, I was so happy because I'd had like horrible games against Imperial Guard. I bought my Metal Dante from eBay and soldered him together. There you go. Good bit of solder. Must admit, I don't think I've ever soldered a Warhammer model. Ballistuses, that's right, and they have 240 inches range. Yeah, I was making a joke about that. I was like, why do they have so much range that they can actually hit the table of, like, you know, like at a tournament they can hit 3 tables away. Like, what a stupid number to give them for range. Yeah, if you've ever played that much indirect fire, you would have realised that, like, how much fun that can suck out the game, I guess. Like, we don't think the Whirlwind's super competitive, but imagine if you had 9 of them. You know, and just think of, like, the damage you could do with 9 Whirlwinds. In, like, anything, doesn't matter what, you're just picking up units indirectly every turn. It was really obnoxious. It really, like, if you played against that, it was like, yeah, it really sucked the fun out of the game for you. Because they would just screen it, so you couldn't, like, as a Blood Angels player, you couldn't get to any of it to melee it. You couldn't see any of it either, so you couldn't shoot it, you couldn't melee it. And they just have 9 of them. I mean, occasionally you would be able to beat it, but yeah, it was obnoxious. How would you take 9? Alright, because it was like, you would take 3 artilleries, you would take 3 ballistuses and 3 manticores. They are all slightly different units. They are all obnoxious indirect fire units with a super long range for Imperial Guard, right? I haven't been a Guard player in like 20 years, but I did play against them one time, and it was like the most obnoxious shit I've ever played in my life, and I was just like, this is not fun. I'm going to be back in just 2 seconds. I'm going to check my daughter actually went to sleep. 1 second. Yeah, she listened. It only took like 10 attempts. Dad mode activated, yeah. It's good being dad. I said, like, both kids were, like, not listening to me, and I said to them, right, that's it, new rule, I'm the boss. And and my, like, 3-year-old, who's got, like, really broken English, was like, Mum's the boss too. I was like, no, Mum's not the boss, Dad's the boss. And then, like, Mum came home from wherever she would be, let's say she was out shopping or something, and, like, the second she walks in the door, he's like, Mum, Dad says he's the boss. And Mum, and unfortunately my wife was like, well, yeah, Dad is boss when she's not here. And he was like, no. It's good to be boss. Your kids listen, teach me the secrets. And I mean, they listen after, like, you've literally said the same thing 15 times, Mike. So I don't think, I got nothing to teach you, I'm afraid. Jack says, I remember when he was younger, the GW store guy had Space Wolves with 3 whirlwinds, 3 drop pods. So I had a battle in my face, turn 1, with those whirlwinds with the least of my worries for 2 turns, and he won. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the Imperial Guard want to do, is just tie you up with chaff so you can't get to any of the indirect fire, and the direct fire just obliterates a couple of units every turn. Whirlwinds were a lot better, though, like, a few editions ago, weren't they? But then, I think it's just the points. I think at some point, I guess, Games Workshop realised that indirect fire kind of... a little bit with, like, flyers. Remember, like, last edition, flyers were super obnoxious? And Games Workshop sort of realised, like, flyers don't really work in the 40k setting, and they kind of ruin the game a little bit. And now we don't really see as many flyers and stuff. It was the AdMech flyers last edition that were super obnoxious. What, you just finished AdMech flyers? Hello Jeffrey, good evening. Good afternoon. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with having one indirect unit. Maybe a tiny bit of indirect fire is fine, but it's when it's good enough that you can abuse it, that's when it's a real problem. Like, you've got people running like 700 points worth of indirect fire units, you've got a problem in terms of game balance, right? I actually think the guard lists were probably running more than 700 points. Like, how many points was 3 Manticores, 3 Artilleries, and 3 Basilisks? Probably like 1,000 points. Guys, if you get 2 seconds tonight on the live stream, I would appreciate it if you could leave a like. Likes do also help out so much, and if I was going to say, if you don't know, I do have a raffle running for charity as of yesterday. Let me see if I can just share the link for anyone that wants to check it out. How do I do that? Here. Yeah, so I've got a raffle running for charity at the moment. We're raising charity for St Jude's Children's Hospital. And it's $1, or sorry, it's like, I keep saying it's $1. It's £1 to enter to buy a ticket, which is like, I think $1.30, give or take. And the money's for a good cause, and there's a chance to win like $100. There's 6 prizes. Each prize is like up to $100 worth of Crimson Lord pieces and bits and bobs. So if you don't have any Crimson Lord pieces, because you've never really checked them out, they are the awesome wings that's on this model, for example. and you'd like to win some, and you've got $1 or $1.30. How many times I'm going to say that wrong is beyond me. You could check it out. You should make a video on fun Legends combos. The thing is, not many people play Legends anymore, right? Like, no one in my friends group really wants to play Legends, which is somewhat annoying, but it's just the truth of the matter. I don't think Games Workshop realise the pain that making stuff Legends actually causes to people. Because I have a lot of friends that quit the game in 10th edition because a lot of their Space Marine stuff went Legends. Like, if people have been working on models and units for years and then it all becomes unplayable, there's a pretty high level of pain there. Hello Phil, good evening. I mean, I could do a Legends game on the channel for fun. That would be good. Or I could go to a tournament that is all that allows Legends. You know, like, I've never actually taken that falchion to a tournament. So maybe I do want to take it to a tournament for, like, a Legends tournament. I think that would be fun to do one time, maybe. Are there any Legends tournaments? There are some. There are some. I think excuse me. I think the reason there are some is because some people are pissed off that they lost all their models to Legends. So, like, some of the TOs are just like, well, I enjoyed playing my Legends and I lost all the models, so I'm just gonna run a Legends event. And good on them, honestly. Mike, you'll bring the Legends, will you? Phil as well. Glasses off the magnifying glass. If I didn't drop this guy again, I would have been starting to feel pretty good about where I am with this paint job, because it's certainly starting to come together. Hopefully I can get his arms to glue back on pretty easily. We'll see, I guess. Remind Colin of his contemporaries. Is the Librarian Dreadnought's Legends? Yeah, it is. It's sad. So is the Ironclad Dreadnought. So is the Furioso Dreadnought. So is the Old Death Company Dreadnought. Like, lots of people lost an awful lot of models. I can understand why some people just flat out basically quit this edition. I think my investment in GW is obviously quite high. But no, I mean, I know friends that just, like, literally just flat out straight away just quit, and I was like, oh man. Because if you got a friend or two you play against and they're just like, yeah, I'm done, you're like, oh, okay. That's frustrating. Not just for you, but for the friend that you like, well, not just for the friend, but also like if you played against them regularly or somewhat semi-regularly, and it's just like, oh, they just don't play 40k now. Do I have any balls? I've got 2. I don't play them very often. They're not my favourite tank. I seem to always roll like really crap results when I roll for the number of shots from the ball flamer. Which is funny because I often played a Redeemer, and usually when I played the Redeemer I rolled really good for the numbers of flamer shots. So something's weird there. Can't roll well with the Ball Predator, but I can roll well with the Redeemer. I think I have 2 of every tank, right? Like, I think there must have been a time in my life where I thought I needed 2 of everything. Like, I think I've got 2 Death Company Dreadnoughts, I've got 2 Furiosos, I've got 2 Librarian Dreadnoughts, I've got 2 Balls, I've got 2 Annihilators, I've got 2 Vindicators, I've got 2 Whirlwinds. I had 3 attack bikes. I think I had 2 regular land speeders, and then one of the variant ones. Can't remember which variant it was. Not the Storm. I never got Storms, but was it a Tornado that had the 2 weapons? I can't remember. But I definitely had 2 of the. So basically, I had 2 of everything, just about. So there must have been a time in my life where I felt like 2 of all the Space Marine things was the right number. I went pretty heavy on that. I never got any stalkers though. It's the way of the Sith, always 2 there are, exactly. No more, no less. One of my favourite books actually is like a Sith book. But not like modern Star Wars, like Legends Star Wars. Modern Star Wars is Legends. Yeah. It really is, isn't it? No one's ever said it like that before, but I think you just hit the nail on the head, yeah. Any advice on how to use 15 Infernus Marines? Out with kit bashing them into something else. I was going to say, it's a pity McFatson isn't here. He's the guy that knows all about the Flamers. They gave the Infernus Marines 1 AP now though, right? Like, they're a little bit better than they were. Is that right? Two Lancers and 2 Ballistas seem to be the anti-tank meta. What do you think? Well, I own 2 Lancers, and I own 2 Ballistas, but I field 2 Vindicators. So I mean, take from what that you will, I guess. Infernus are essentially heavy flamers? Well, probably, like... Alright, with Devil's Advocate, we have to field 15 Infernus Marines. I put them inside 3 Impulsors. I just roll the Impulsors forward. They're like a... They're not quite a poor man's Baal Predator, because they probably cost more than a Baal Predator. But they'd be pretty obnoxious to deal with if you're an infantry army. Yeah, you can't Overwatch inside the Baal Predator, correct? Because firing deck only works in the shooting phase. But does that matter? Right? You're just rolling them. At some point, the Baal Predator, at some point the Impulsor is going to get blown up. Right? Like that's going to happen. When that happens, then you can Overwatch with them. Do you think Infernus are worth taking in lag? Well, I mean, I don't take any in lag. If I was running lag to a tournament, I probably wouldn't take any. It's not like they get any real bonus from lag, right? See you later, Jeffrey. Over regular intercessors? I mean, I don't take it regular intercessors in lag either, but I guess sticky objectives can be occasionally handy, but most of the time it's not, I feel like. I think in the meta that I play in, there's just too many times when your opponent's going to try and ninja your backfield. And if they're going to try and ninja your backfield, sticky objectives isn't really going to be that helpful. So that's why I don't rate sticky objectives, I guess. I just wish Infernal... There's a lot of Primaris units that would probably benefit from the Sergeant having some sort of different weapon option, yeah. The Cookie Cutter and the Cookie Cutter Sergeant profiles aren't super useful, right? I agree. Auspex ranks intercessors as tier 1. Has Auspex won any GTs, Mike? I'm genuinely curious. Has he? I don't know. I'm asking. Here it comes, says Phil. Yeah, no, I'm asking. I'm asking. Like, I'm curious. That's a first place tournament, isn't it? First place? It's nice to be first, isn't it? I don't know if I've won any. I think it'd be nice to win one, you know? I mean, it would be even cooler if you had one that like changed color and shit, right? But I don't know. I don't rate intercessors for dick. I mean, I've got like 40 of them painted as well, which is even more hilarious. No, but no. But no, seriously, has he, like, it's all well and good, like, to look, so you look on paper, and you say, cool, they've got a bunch of bolter shots and sticky objectives. But, like, how are you using that to win, how are you using that to tier 1 them? Yeah, Andonius, you come in and have to take a shot. Do you know what? I was looking in my drinks cabinet right before I came live tonight. Because I was saying the other night, I've only had one beer this year. And like, we're into April now. So that's one alcoholic drink in 4 months. So I was gonna go crazy and I was gonna have something to drink tonight. Like on stream. But I think on the New Year's Eve stream, I finished that bottle of coffee liqueur that I really like. But the thing is, I didn't remember because I was pretty drunk on New Year's Eve stream. So I was looking at my drinks cabinet for that bottle. It's the Australian coffee liqueur. If you've never tried it, I recommend it so much, dude. It's like the nicest coffee liqueur you can buy. I'm a big coffee man. And I like, the blacker the coffee, the better for me, honestly. Like if it's really black and bitter, maybe not bitter, but like I want my coffee to have some kick. So it's like this, Mr. Black coffee liqueur. Now I've had the regular. Oh, fuck off. I've had the regular, and it's dope. It's so nice. And my friend last year bought me the rum edition. And it was honestly amazing. And I think, this was what I think I was shotting at New Year. Because I couldn't find it in my drinks cabinet. I think I must have just like, I think I had like a third of the bottle left. I think I must have drunk the whole thing on New Year's. I don't really remember. It's from Australia. But they've got 2 other ones. But the rum one was so... You know when you find something that you like so much, you don't want to buy anything different? I feel like I just want to buy the rum one again, because it was so good. As much as I'd like to try the other 2, I feel like I just want to buy the rum one again. 39, okay. I think I'm going to buy one next payday. And if you've never tried Mr. Bat coffee liqueur, you've got to try it. Honestly, it's so good. Paul says it's the utility of them. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've run intercessors to tournament. I've literally done that. Back when at the beginning of the edition where we kind of had to run Gladius Task Force to be competitive, I ran intercessors to tournament. I had a unit of heavy intercessors and a unit of intercessors. And yes, they had less bolter shots, but I mean, it honestly wasn't really shooting shit with their bolters. Like, for me, intercessors, like, sit on an objective and hide. Sometimes they want to sticky something and then move out, right? They don't really do much with their bolters, I felt like. So yeah, I'm not sold on intercessors being a tier 1 pick at all. And I'm not sold on strength 4 bolter firing being meaningful in any way, shape or form. I'm not sold on either of those 2 concepts. At all. Get Mr. Black to sponsor you. Do you know what? I've tried to get a few places to sponsor me, and it's hard, man. But yeah, like, the chances of Mr. Black watching is like 0%. But if they were watching, hell yeah, I would. Do you know what? I'd do it for. I wouldn't want any money. I just want the damn coffee liqueur. Honestly, it's lovely. I think I've had 3 bottles of Mr. Black now, and do you know what? My drinks cabinet has like 3 other bottles of coffee liqueur in there. But like, once you've had Mr. Black, honestly, I think all other coffee liqueur might just pale in comparison afterwards. Like, I'm sure I've got Kahlua. I'm sure I've got another one. But I'm just like, it's just, you know. I suppose the way I would look at it is like, you know, if you've got like real Pepsi, and then you've got Pepsi from like the dollar store, and like, if you've got nothing else, you drink the Pepsi from the dollar store. But when you compare that to a can of real Pepsi, like, it doesn't really compare, does it? It's like, you know it's cheap shit Pepsi that you've got. So that's what Mr. Black is for me in coffee liqueur, right? Like, I'd drink another coffee liqueur. But yeah, you found gold, why go for silver? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm painting all the bits on this guy's chest piece before I glue all these broken axes back on, because they're just going to break off again. So this is going to let me get some washes and some paint on this chest piece, so that I'm taking this as a win. Maybe if I'd been drinking tonight, I wouldn't have dropped the damn model. What's your opinion on assault terminators with a chaplain? I don't mind terminators with a chaplain, but I don't think assault terminators are good because their special ability rule is kind of underwhelming. They're also more expensive than regular terminators, which makes very little sense to me, honestly. And then the Thunderhammers on terminators do not get enough attacks to have to sacrifice the +1. Thunderhammers only hit on 4s. The guys only get like 3 attacks or something. So when you're only hitting on 4s, the chances of you doing a lot of damage are very slim. I think assault terminators should be cheaper in points than regular terminators, because I honestly think they're worse. And if they're not going to be cheaper in points, then for the love of God, at least make their Thunderhammers better. Or at least let them hit on 3s. Because I think Thunderhammer's hitting on 4s, there's just not enough attacks there to be meaningful. Four attacks hitting on 4s is only half decent, even with a librarian. Yeah, I don't think it's decent, period, man. God, you're asking me all the questions about the units that I hate, man. There's definitely been a lot of units this edition that have had like pretty average, bang average rules come out, and then they've never really had a solid update. And Games Workshop for months now, for maybe more than months, like every six months, the Assault Terminators get a 10-point drop, but it's never enough to make them meaningful. And that's been a cycle we've been in now for a while, it feels like. They've had points drops multiple times across the edition, and you still don't see them, right? Hammers need to be damage 3. Yeah, okay, I could get on, like, if Thunder Hammers were damage 3, maybe they could hit on 4s and I'd be okay with that. But at damage 2, it's just super unmeaning. Especially if you play against an enemy that's -1 damage. And you're paying 180 points for a unit that can do 1 damage. It's like, oh, what the hell? And I think The lightning claws might be better in that situation, but I think you're honestly better just running the regular Terminators and giving them all power fists. Because their Oath of Moment ability is pretty good. And I feel like you could definitely get value out of that if you use it right. You know, you basically get all those power fists hitting on 2s potentially with reroll 1s, then I think that's pretty good. Did you try Terminators in lag? Yeah, I've tried them. I think I've tried a lot in lag, right? Like I've tried Assault Centurions, I've tried Terminators. I think I maybe even tried Vanguard Veterans one time. I recommend gluing a coat hanger on that painting handle. I need a video mic. What are you on about? A coat hanger? Yeah, the wings are just Celestia Grey. Sorry, Celestia Grey. Null Oil. Dry Brush Praxi White. Oh, yeah, all those paints are out of focus because that's all it is. It's like a super easy way to do wings, and I do it on all my wings. Usually most of my techniques are pretty easy to follow. I look for I guess like good results but easy techniques. Yeah, I was playing the I was playing a Smash character when he was only 10 points for the Rage Fueled Warrior. At 35 points, I'm a little bit Why don't you try Vanguard Veterans without shields and all Infernal Pistols? Infernal Pistols are not a great way to get rid of transports, right? Because they're typically only wound transports on 5s, is that right? I must admit, I haven't put too much stock in Vanguard Veterans probably ever since they lost the ability to have like Thunderhammers and stuff like that. McFatson, there you are. Someone was asking McFatson. Who was it that was asking? I think it was Diatome was asking, how the hell do you run 15 Infernus Marines in a Blood Angels detachment? You are a resident Flamer expert, McFatson. I'm glad you're here. Let me see if I can find the question. Diatome, if it was you, go and ask it again. I'm sure it was. Any advice on how to use 15 Infernus Marines? Yeah, that was it. 15 Infernus Marines. What's the play, McFatson? How'd you get value out of that in Blood Angels? Can you get value? Hand Flamers are strength 3, yeah, I mean, Hand Flamers are... I tried that thing that Jack Harpster was doing, where he was like running a Hand Flamer on his Smash captains, or his captains in Angelic Inheritors. I didn't really think much of it. I feel like you will never get that much value out of D6 strength 3 shots, regardless if you auto hit or not. How'd you get on with your car, by the way, Phil? Did you manage to get it fixed? The photo looked rough that you shared. Short answer, you don't. Swap to Firestorm and get them in Impulsors. Hey, I said get them in Impulsors. Yeah, maybe your one play, if you've got that many Infernus Marines and you really want to include them as Impulsors. I really don't know how else to use them. Do you know what? Having multiple Impulsors is actually a really strong tactic in Blood Angels. Like, even if... Because Impulsors are super cheap. I think for what you're getting, which is like 11 wounds at T9 with a 5-up invan. Like, I think that is pretty cheap. And I think the point of an Impulsor is it just protects stuff so it can live. So it's basically ablative wounds. So I think, like, imagine if you just looked at your Infernus Marines and just said, what if I could give them, 11 wounds at toughness 9 and a 5-up invan for 80 points? You'd probably take that. You'd probably bite your opponent's hand off to take that, right? Because it's a pretty good defensive profile for 80 points. And then the Impulsor has some shooting, and then it can tank shock, and it can do an action, and the opponents can quite often want to ignore it. And it's got OC. Like, Impulsors are just generally good. Like, my Liberator Assault Group tournament list had 2 of them. And honestly, I'd have probably liked a 3rd if I could have fitted it in. I really do rate Impulsors. I rate them highly. Morning, Speargrass. A jump captain with 10 Vanguard vets means you can deep strike and spend 1 command point for 11 d6 hits with dev wounds. Oh right, because you're doing the Firestorm nonsense. 11 d6 with dev wounds? So you do about 10 dev wounds, is it? I guess that's not too bad. Not many people are playing Firestorm, though, I must admit, right? Brandon, hi gang, hope everyone's day had a great day at Sloop 52 today. Hello Brandon, good evening. How are you? Well, you said you had a great day. What a stupid question to ask. I'm tired. Am I? Oh well, I'm glad you had a great day. I took my kids for a walk in the forest today. And we did a bunny hunt. Super exciting. Bet you're jealous. So I have a video that came out earlier today actually called 20,000 subscribers. So thanks everyone that helped get to 20,000, but if you get a few minutes in the next couple of days guys and you see that video, I'd super appreciate it if you watch it. In the video I'm talking about this year's charity raffle, and I'm donating money to a children's hospital this year. And you can enter the raffle for as little as like $1.30. So if you get a second this week and you see that video suggested, if you could watch it, and if you could watch the end of the video, I would love it very, very much. Alright, I'm gonna do some... Oh no, I'm gonna do this purple on his backpack. Or his little purple cape thing, and then I'm going to do some washing. I think, what's the time? Oh, it's past 10. Alright, I've got 10 more minutes. So, yeah, I'm going to be here for 10 more minutes tonight, and then I'll be back tomorrow for the Army List show at like 8 PM. So yeah, if I hadn't dropped this damn model, I'd be feeling pretty good about where he was. Maybe like 2 or 3 more sessions to get him finished. Now he's dropped, I need to see if I can actually find the bits that broke off of him. I think there's 2 bits that I don't have any idea where they went. Super annoying. Oh, I need to fix that bit as well. I'm thinking about running 10 jump pack units with the jump chaplain. I think the 10 man jump intercessors with a chaplain, point for point, is a very good unit. Right, 230 points, is it? No, 235 for like 50 strength 6 chain swords with +1 to wound. Like, I think that's quite a lot. I mean, I've not run it myself, but it does seem like on paper it looks like it should be good. I mean, I'd rather run 10 jump pack intercessors than with a chaplain than I would run any of the other squads of Death Company at the moment. I think the intercessors and the chaplain just point for point look way better. It's 235 for the chaplain. Yeah, I think it's good, man. I mean, I think there's an argument in Liberator Assault Group, like, just to take as many Jump Marines as many Outriders as you can possibly have, right? Because they're just cheap and good. And there's something to be said about having like lots of cheaper, like look at what's been, you know, like if you look at Bloodless Angels was obviously beating everything and winning big tournaments, and like what does Bloodless Angels have going for it? Lots of cheap little models. Or lots of cheap little units. That was literally what Bloodless Angels was all about, right? So I think there's definitely something to be said for like Blood Angels running lots of cheap, smaller units that can potentially do like a ton of damage. I definitely see that as like one way you could run lag to get like a lot of strength. Well, you're right. Like there's a crap load of impact mortals, so you get like on average, if most of the guys get in, you'd probably get on average somewhere like 6 impact mortals, and then you've got 50 strength 6 chainswords with +1 to wound. So against anything T11 and below, you're wounding on 4s, and T6 it's 3s, and anything below T6 it's 2s. I feel like it's a lot. Firestorm was the original Bloodless Angels, was it? McFatson, thanks so much for the $2 super chat. I do super appreciate it. Yeah, I don't have that many jump intercessors, but I mean, I could probably just field my Death Company models as jump intercessors to try something like that. Bloodless basically meant it basically just meant Bloodless meant Blood Angels without any chapter specific units, so you could get that +1 Oath of Moment nonsense. A lot of people made that work at like high level in tournaments pretty darn effectively, I guess. I kind of thought it was a mistake when they, you know, like when they put the rules out for it, I kind of thought it was a mistake. And obviously it only lasted one balanced data slate, so it probably was kind of a mistake. Dostistic Sasquatch, thank you so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Right, let's do this purple before I forget and stop doing it. Purple, purple, purple. What is it? It's Nagroth Night, something like that. Nagroth Night, okay. This might be my last colour. I might need to bail after this. Yeah, probably. Jack was saying I said it wasn't allowed, but then it was officially allowed, but then they patched it up, so I guess you were right. Yeah, pretty much, Jack, you were right. I think most of us thought it probably wasn't intended. Would that be fair to say? And then it got usually if something is unintended, it gets patched up basically the next balance date. It's like, depending how broken it is. Like if it had won tournaments on day 1, like that Orc detachment, then it would have probably got patched up a little bit quicker, but because it was sort of a weird edge rule, I guess it didn't get patched up straight away, but it still got patched up pretty quickly. One data slate is basically like if the patch is basically changed within one data slate, then you know it was probably never intended. Quickly, Sternguard with the Sangreal Priest, lag, option, opinions. I thought I made a video about the Sangreal Priest and the Sternguard and lag. Did I not make that video? It's probably strong, right? Because the Sangreal Priest gives the Sternguard 1 point of AP, and in lag, Sternguard actually have a lot of attacks. So they basically have chain swords at that point with the Sangreal Priest attached. Like they have a strength 6 -1, and they have all the devastating wounds from their guns. I mean, I've never tried it, but I'm sure I made a video. I'm sure I made a video on that. It can be very dangerous, but it still dies to a wet fart. That's probably a good analogy, Jim. Toughness 4 Marines generally die to a wet fart, don't they? If you have a way to get them where you need them to be, it's not too bad. Was there another question there as well? Carl. Hello, Carl. Congrats on 20,000. Yeah, so everybody that's said congrats. A bunch of people have said congrats on 20,000 tonight. Guys, thank you so much for that. If I missed anyone that said congrats or anything like that, I am sorry. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I do try and read out, like on the streams, I do try and read out like a lot of comments from members, non-members, everybody. But I'm sure occasionally I miss some comments or things. I think my general thing with my streams, I just want everyone to feel included. Are Eradicators in reserve viable? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, Eradicators are more difficult to play than they were before because you can't come in from reserve within Melta range, right? I mean, that was the real way that you made Eradicators good, was you brought them in from reserve within Melta range, so they got the +2 damage. You can't do that anymore because they lowered the range of multi-meltas. I mean, I think that was probably an intended nerf to stop people doing stuff like that. Because multi-meltas or equivalent coming in from reserve was just painful. But like, could you make 3 Eradicators work in a list in reserve? Yeah, 100%. I mean, you could use them to just snipe a character as well, you know that, right? Like, I used to do that with attack bikes last edition. Like, I used to just have like an attack bike in reserve, because the attack bike has like 1 multi-melt on it. It was just like, if the enemy ever badly positioned a character that I didn't like if you're playing Eldar and they have that stupid sniper character, the Death Jester, who has an obnoxious amount of damage and stuff, I just bring in my 1 multi-melta and try and snipe them. And one time I did that. One attack bike came in from reserve and did 12 damage. I rolled a double 6 on the damage roll. Boom, 12 damage. Plus, back then it was Melta range, so it would have actually been 16 damage from the extra 2 points of damage in each. So yeah, little squad of Eradicators could very easily come in from reserve, pop off a character, finish off a transport, do something super meaningful. I think that's totally viable. I think that's totally fine. I don't know if I'd go as far as put 6 in reserve, but I think you could do a 3, no problem. But then, obviously, McFats, we play Blood Angels very differently. You have much more shooting and flamery stuff, and I do much more angelic host stuff. So, but I mean, I think it's fine. 4 shots wounding on 5s. Yeah, but you do get full rerolls, Jack, right? So statistically you should wound at least twice. So then it comes down to, is AP4 enough to pierce their armor? Because if it's an enemy Space Marine tank, arguably they can't save against AP4. So it's 2 straight through, so you're just rolling 2 damage rolls. And I think you get to reroll the damage rolls as well in Eradicators, right? So you're just rolling 2d6. If you don't like either of the results, you're just rerolling them again, I think. Seven damage statistically. Yeah, so if the enemy's got a transport or something that's weak, and then here's the thing, like I said, you can use them to snipe a character, and if you go for the character, you're wounded on 2s, I would imagine. I think every unit can have a bit of use. I'm not saying it's the most amazing thing ever, but could it have a bit of use? Yeah, of course it could, I feel like. I feel like you could just about make a small squad of any unit in the game viable, as long as you've got like a solid plan for them and you know where you're going with it, right? Because, oh, I hate to say this because you guys need to take another shot. When I won the GT in the summer last year, before the Outriders were buffed, literally nobody was playing Blood Angels Outriders. Maybe somebody else was, but I don't think anyone else won a GT with Outriders last year for Blood Angels. I mean, I tend to follow all the Blood Angels winning tournament lists, and I think I was the only guy that won a tournament with 2 squads of Outriders. Well, with any Outriders. And like, the Outriders were something that I planned for and got in my list and had a solid plan around how I was going to use them, and I made them work, right? They're seeing use now due to the buff. Yes, they are seeing use now due to the buff, but when I was using them, nobody was, no one was playing them when they didn't have the +1 damage buff. I actually didn't think they were as horrible back then as everybody thought they were. Because it was still like 15 attacks at strength 6 from 3 fast moving Outriders. And 15 attacks at strength 6 will usually do a lot of damage to like MSU enemies. Like if you're playing Eldar, that's 15 attacks that are wounding on 2s at -1. That's going to kill a lot of Aspect Warriors. And I used to go quite aggressive with Outriders because I didn't really care if they died or not. Because they were so cheap, right? Anyway, that is the end of tonight's stream, guys. I will be back tomorrow night for the Army List show. That's 8 PM UK time. We stream every week, 8 PM UK time on a Sunday for the Army List show. So if you've got Army Lists you want to submit to the channel, you can do that. Or you can just turn up and we can talk about armies. I'm away to go and hunt on my floor for the 2 pieces of this guy that smashed off when he... So I've got half an axe and half an axe. So I need to go find the bits. And then I've got super glue to do. So you guys have a great evening. Hopefully I haven't run over these pieces with my chair and absolutely destroyed them. I'll see you tomorrow night, 8 PM for the Army List show. Thanks everybody for all the nice comments about 20,000 subscribers. Thanks everyone that supported the channel this far. And if anyone wants to head over and enter a raffle, I'll put the link in the chat one last time. $1 for an entry. You can win like $100 worth of Blood Angels conversion kits. So have a great evening, guys. See you tomorrow. Good night.